Okay, if you watched or participated in the free webinar we did on how to set up a location-independent business, launching the Alpha 2.0 business course, we talked about a lot of topics there, but I covered how you can create a business or convert a location-dependent business into a location-dependent business, selling one of three things: a product, which is a hard product, physical product, a service, either B2B or B2C, or information, ebooks, online courses, what have you, things like that. In this particular video, I'm going to cover how to sell a service in a location-independent fashion, because a lot of you are interested in selling services, a lot of you are interested in selling hard products, a lot of you are interested in selling information like I do. I sell both information and services, but a lot of you want to sell services. And one of the common questions I get is, if I sell a service and I have to physically do something or have subcontractors physically do something, how do I deliver that service if I'm remote? If I can't physically drive to their office or drive to their home and do it myself, how do I do that? So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 ways in which you can deliver services in your Alpha 2.0 location independent service-based business to kind of get your juices flowing on how you can deliver a service. By the way, there are some applications on this in terms of selling information and even selling hard products too. But this is primarily for you service guys. And this is listed in no particular order. It doesn't matter. These are just 5 ways you can do this. And I have done pretty much all 5 of these at some point in my career. Either now or historically, I've done this in my location-independent Alpha 2.0 companies. Number 1, and this is an obvious one, is over the phone. A lot of people can deliver all kinds of services over the phone. And when I say phone, that means things like phone, any voice app, Skype, anything like that, perfectly fine. That's an obvious one. But a lot of people forget that things like coaching and consulting can be done over the phone. You don't have to physically go there to their office and things like that. But Caleb, what if there are hard materials you need? I'll cover that in a second. But just don't forget, you can use Skype or WhatsApp or the phone. You can use these things very inexpensively internationally for things like Skype and any other VoIP services. But Caleb, I live in a country where some of those services are blocked. VPN, get a VPN. Some audio crap is still blocked in Dubai when I'm in Dubai. So guess what? I VPN it and I don't have a problem. It's perfectly fine. So voice is very easy, very simple. That's number 1. Number 2, this is another obvious one, but anything over video, Skype video or Zoom or the equivalent. I work with several location independent doctors, and these are full-on doctors who have patients all over their country or in some cases all over the world, and they do a lot of their examinations over video. It works perfectly fine. It's not a big deal. So get a Zoom account, which is pretty damn cheap, if not free, and start racking that video stuff. You can deliver all kinds of services using nothing but video, including services you wouldn't think, like people who have to evaluate like accidents and cars and physical objects. You could have that person grab a phone, get on Zoom, or if you need something higher res, some other app, there's lots of them, and have them get in there and show you whatever you need. It's perfectly fine. There are guys who actually repair machinery, repair computers and things like that using nothing but Zoom or that equivalent over video. It works perfectly fine. Another one, 3, this is something people don't think about, is some sort of closed forum. So that would be either an online forum that is closed or software you use proprietary in your business or a private Discord server or a private Facebook group and so on. You have a lot of options. I know a lot of guys who have online coaching companies, and this is pretty much all they do. All they do is some kind of closed forum, a Discord, Facebook page, whatever the hell. If you don't like Facebook, then don't use Facebook, use Discord, or set up your own server software, whatever. You can deliver all kinds of services using nothing but some kind of forum system where people can upload documents, they can upload images, they can upload audio, in some cases they can upload video, plus they can ask you questions, plus there are live chat features. You can do all that stuff because some guys say to me, well, I want to do this, I want to offer this service, but I hate talking on the phone, or I hate talking over Skype, or I don't want to do video. Great. Closed private forum does just about everything. Discord is very powerful. Telegram is very powerful. These things do just about anything you want. Use them. Very simple. Next one, number 4, and I have mentioned this in my content in the past, using next day air shipping if appropriate. For example, what I used to do when I first converted my computer consulting company, where I actually worked physically on computers, I would have my clients send me laptops next day air to my office. I would work on the laptop to fix a problem or set it up for a new user, and then I'd turn around the next day, ship it next day or the next day, and they got it back, and it worked very, very well. I know a lot of other guys who use mechanisms like this. I know a guy who has a business where he paints those little figures, those little Warhammer figures, And guys just next day air him their figures. He paints them, he next day airs them back. Perfectly fine. So if in your service-based business, you need to actually physically use your hands on a physical object, if that object or objects is small enough to ship within reason, within logistics of your region and your country, what have you, go ahead and set up some kind of system where you can either include that unlimited shipping in your package price, or you can just set up a FedEx air bill number and do it that way, or you can charge the customer every time they ship something. I think it's actually better to provide some kind of flat fee where you say, hey, all back and forth shipping is included for X amount of time. That way it makes it easier on the customer. But you certainly use that. I've used that a lot. It works very, very well. Next one, number 5, is on the ground subcontractors. If you physically need to work on something and you physically can't do it because you shouldn't as the business owner, you need to be location independent, but that thing is too big to ship, or maybe you live on the other side of the planet and next day air shipping really isn't an option without being really expensive, or what have you, you can use, especially if this is B2B, but sometimes B2C also, on the ground subcontractors in your clients or customer cities. You go on Upwork or various other places, you find on the ground subcontractors there, you pay them a fee and you pay them to basically be your hands. And the good news is they don't have to be nearly as technically skilled as you are. So if you're a mechanic and you want to repair some kind of proprietary type of machine, you can hire a normal mechanic to be your hands to go out there using Zoom or what have you, or just using instructions, and have them deliver the service without you physically having to be there. It works perfectly well. Weird example, my dad, many years ago, it was not a location-dependent business, but he started a B2B mental health company, an employee assistance program where they did mental health counseling for companies' employees. And that's how he built his business. He would just go to all these random cities all over the Pacific Northwest. He would hire individual therapists as subcontractors. Then he could go after a big client company in that subcontractor city, get the contract, and just pay the subcontractor. And he just took a percentage off the top, and it worked out very well for my dad. My dad today in his old age has plenty of money to retire because he used that system. So using on-the-ground subcontractors works really, really well with more technical-based, location-independent businesses. The point of this is to get your mind pointed in a direction where you don't say to yourself, well, I can never do that business because that would be location dependent. I have to do it myself. No, you don't. You can take just about any business idea you can think of, just about, and turn it into a location independent version or option. Just give you 5 examples. There are other examples. LocationIBusiness.com. Go there now to get your course. If you have any interest, you have until Monday night at 8 p.m. EST. Clock is ticking. I'll see you soon. Bye.